In the last video, I showed you how to mount the TV on the wall using a full motion swing mount. I want to hide those ugly wires. Okay, this is that point where I'm obligated to tell you that you need to seek out a professional, certified, licensed, and insured electrician. You've been warned. Proceed with caution. Step 1 is to locate your breaker panel and then flip off the appropriate breaker for the circuit that you'll be handling. Our materials list include outlet boxes. These are old work outlet boxes. You can tell those by the flip up tab that allows you to tighten against the sheetrock versus having to drive in nails. Next thing we'll need is a roll of wire to match our current wire. Then we'll need outlet and outlet cover. And finally we'll need wire nuts. Tools for this project include a stud finder, a pencil, a keyhole saw, a level, some way to tell if the circuit's still live, screwdrivers, flat and Phillips, a sawzall, and possibly fish tape for pulling wire. Here's the existing outlet, which is at your typical floor level. We follow that wall straight up to a point next to the TV. Sweeping this area right here that's directly behind the TV, I find that there's no studs in here. That right there is the stud that the outlet box at the floor level is mounted to, so we're going to stay outside that area. We're going to stay right here in this area for our new box. With our level, we're going to find our plumb line spot we want to start. So what we want to see is we want to see this dot right here sit in the center between those two lines. Once we get that level, we can draw us a line. With our line already found on the wall, we can take this box, sneak it up to the line here, and we know that our box is now straight up and down. Now all we have to do is trace the box in. So we trace in between the two ears on the bottom, in between the two ears on the top, and then we come down the outside edge of the box on the other side. Connect all of our lines. Being very careful, we take our keyhole saw and we begin to cut our box out in our sheetrock here. You may notice that I'm being extra careful here with the depth which I push the keyhole saw in. I know my house was built in 1982 and the hot leg for the outlets comes from the ceiling fixture, light fixture, and I want to make sure that I'm not going to be cutting into any wires or accidentally pushing into the room next door, so keep those things in mind, just be real careful. We can already find that our wires are actually running inside the wall in this cavity, which is perfect. Using our outlet tester, we'll ensure there's no power going to the outlet itself. No lights means no power. Using a flathead screwdriver, we'll remove the screw that holds the outlet plate cover onto the wall. Now we'll remove the outlet itself using a Phillips head screwdriver. Pull the outlet out of the wall. And then using the Phillips head screwdriver, loosen the wires in the side of the outlet itself. Now we're going to remove the retaining strap. This is a metal box that has a retaining strap that holds the wires in. And now we're just going to pry that box off that stud just a little bit so that we can get our sawzall in there. I'm sure you're asking yourself, why is he cutting out the existing metal box? Well, there's two reasons. One, it makes it a lot easier to pull the new wire when there's no box in the wall. And number two is a thing called box fill. Now this is a little bit technical, but put it this way, electricians can only put so much inside of each electrical box at a certain size. Once they get over that amount, they have to upgrade to a bigger size, which is what I had to do here. You can find this stuff on Google or the NEC, the National Electric Code. And here you can see I made a boo-boo. Nobody's above a mistake or an accident. The sawzall grabbed the nail that was holding the metal box in place and it pretty much ripped the box out of my hand and through the sheetrock right there. The important part is to know how to fix the boo-boo when you make one. Now just pull wire from your new hole down to your existing hole, and before any electricians say it, yes, I know it's 12-2 wire. I have a 20 amp breaker and the house is originally wired in 12 wire, so that's why I used it. Now just strip the outer sheathing off and then strip each wire enough that you can wrap around the outlet once you install it. Pull the wire through the new box. Push the new box into the wall. Once it's seated, you can take your screwdriver, this is use a Phillips head screwdriver, and you can tighten it in place. Again, those ears flip out, which holds the box to the sheetrock. And as you can see here, I curled the ends so that I can hook them around my new outlet.
Now we're going to install the outlet. The white wire goes to the silver screw, the black wire goes to the bronze screw, and the bare copper wire goes to the green screw. Then just put the outlet inside the box, fasten it, and then add the cover plate. Now we're going to do the same thing on the bottom outlet. We're going to feed the wires into the back of the box. This time we have 3 sets of wires that we have to feed in there though. Okay, in the original outlet space I had 2 original sets of wires and then I added a third, so here I've added a pigtail. As you can see, a black, a white, and a copper pigtail. There's no way you're wrapping 3 different sets of wires around the screws on an outlet, so don't even try. Pigtail's way easier, and plus we went ahead and figured for a bigger box anyway, so we've got the perfect amount of space to work in. And again, install the outlet, white to silver, black to brass, and copper, bare copper to the green screw, and fasten the outlet to the box. As you can see here, I fixed my boo-boo and the installation looks really clean. Please do me a favor and make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the like button if you like this video, and make sure you share it with anybody that you think could use this video. Thanks for watching.